What's up everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around. Today I'll be reviewing the Marvel Legends Black Widow movie version Taskmaster. Now I know this figure came out early 2020, but if you're like me, I just waited until the movie came out to see how the movie was, if I needed the figures, and then after finally watching the movie, this was the first one that I went out to pick up. I think, we're going to take a look at it and see if it was worth it. If you're anything like me, maybe you're still hesitant on buying the movie figures, but we'll see what I can show you. Let's take a look at this packaging real quick. This is Taskmaster from the Black Widow movie, part of the Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure wave. On the side, we have some really cool box art. You see there's a lot of digital stuff going on inside the, I guess it's like a heads-up display inside the mask for Taskmaster. On the back, it says, Taskmaster is armed with the ability to mimic an enemy's every move. And of course, you can see for the rest of the Build-A-Figure wave, this figure doesn't come with any parts for the Crimson Dynamo bath. And let's get to the figure. Alright, so this is the figure, and first of all, you'll notice the design here looks pretty awesome. A lot of very techy looking costume for this character, and one of the things that surprised me the most is that thanks to this design, it's very easy to hide this ab crunch right in here. A lot of these lines are very straight and angled. There's nothing round. It's, part of the outer costume, so it's very easy to conceal this ab crunch that's super deep. So when the ab crunch actually rocks backwards, it's actually painted silver underneath, and it gets a really deep ab crunch, but we'll get into the articulation in a little bit. Overall, really great contrast of colors between the dark blue and the orange lines on the costume, some silver paint on the shoulder pads, and it's a fantastic costume design, and I think it translated very well into an action figure, especially a movie action figure. If you're liking this video and the other content on this channel, please go ahead, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends where you can, share it with your social media, and consider subscribing to the channel. I do unboxing Thursdays here every week, and I open up new stuff with a lot of interesting guests. Anyway, back to the review. In the movie, the Taskmaster does have a hood, but for this figure, there's no option to take it off. It is a separate piece. It's not connected here along the back, bottom, or on the front, but it does appear to be glued onto the head sculpt at the top. So I think if you wanted to try really hard, you could take it off if you maybe warmed it up with a hair dryer or some warm water. But I know in the movie there are scenes where Taskmaster has the hood down and is resting on the back shoulders. However, if you were to take off this hood, you wouldn't really have that same effect. You wouldn't be able to, fold down this soft plastic hood to make it look like it's there. The other really cool part with this figure, it is chock full of accessories, along with the hands that are on the figure right now. For the right hand, there is a trigger hand, and on the left hand, there is a C grip. It comes with a pair of fists, and it also comes with a pair of opened claw hands, and the fingers are actually a little bit pointy, and it's pretty cool. It's got a lot of texture on the back to match the rest of the costume, so there's really great detail in all of the hands. So that's 3 sets of hands all together. You get Taskmaster's bow. It's really nice. Got some orange paint here. I really enjoy orange. Enjoy, that sounds lame. I really like orange, so I think it's a very nice accent color for this bow. The only weird thing is it's connected here on the bow string, so when you draw it, it looks like a weird shape, but I mean, this is not meant to be a real bow. I don't think you're going to take any photos of it drawn back like this, maybe, who knows. If that bothers you, then, I don't think it's a deal breaker. It's just, I guess you could just cut this part open and make it pull back a little bit more. There's actually a little slot here for the arrow to fit in, which is cool. It comes with an arrow with a twisty, spirally arrowhead on the top. And it also comes with Taskmaster's sword, which you see used in the movie. It's got like that nice orange paint matching on the bottom. Really cool sculpt. I would say that it sucks that you can't really holster anything onto the character, or you can't really carry any of the accessories on the character. But from what I recall, the sword kind of contracts. I guess that's what these little sections are in the sword, to show that it contracts and goes into this backpack in the movie. So she's not really wearing it on her shoulder or carrying it around in a holster or a sheath for the sword. So like I mentioned earlier, the hood is a separate piece. This scarf point, or this scarf on the neck, is a little bit strange because it kind of ends right here on the top. I don't know, I don't recall this scarf in the movie or if it was that important, if it came off, but it just ends right there. You have some nice shoulder pads. You have a belt here with 2 hanging pouches. It doesn't do anything, no weapons go in, nothing like that, no guns. It's just purely for aesthetic. It's soft plastic, so it doesn't get in the way of your posing. And there's really cool sculpts, like I said. There's armor on here, there's a slightly metallic blue paint up here, there's the lovely orange on the knee pads, and you know, metallic gunmetal or silver here, and the chest plates are a metallic blue as well. So it's honestly, it's a really great looking figure. The back is a little plain. You have a nice mask here. It's kind of hard to see how far the sculpt goes in. Again, I'm not one to take apart my figures that much, but it looks really nice. The sculpt here almost looks like teeth on the outer part of the mask and the visor. So again, it's a great figure. If we get into the articulation, this one doesn't disappoint at all. Your head can turn, and since it's soft plastic, the hood appears to be turning with the head every time you move it around. You can go that far, that far. It can't really look up because on the base of the hood there's a little pointy part, and I guess that kind of blocks into the body, so it doesn't really articulate that well. Looking upward, looking downward, she can go a little bit. The shoulders have a very, very small butterfly joint. Like, it's there, you can see it, but it doesn't really appear to give that much more range, but it is there. The shoulders go up. You can kind of hit a T-pose, but these shoulder pads do block into the top of the figure itself. You have your bicep swivel. You have your double jointed elbows, which get pretty good range. Taskmaster is kind of like almost like a ninja, kicking ass. So these double jointed elbows will help in more fighting poses if you're into that kind of posing. Again, earlier I pointed out the ab articulation on this figure. It's crazy. Like, far back isn't nuts, but inward gets a really deep ab crunch. On top of that, you do have the waist swivel on the figure. It touched on these pouches earlier, but your leg can still go that far out. You have your thigh rotation. Nope issues there. Double jointed knee with your orange knee pad on the front, and of course a very generous rocker, and you can get some really great poses. I mean, the amount of fighting that Taskmaster does in the movie, this does give it the articulation. I think that if you want to do a lot of fighting pictures and poses, this is fantastic. I did mention that Taskmaster pulls the sword out of the backpack, and the articulation does kind of allow you to simulate that look. Like, she's pulling the sword out. You know, it points out a little bit on this side, but I think you can fudge it, make it look like she's drawing it from the backpack. This is the weird thing about double jointed elbows. Sometimes you get it locked like this and it looks like they've been run over by a car. You just gotta push it back and we're good. So we're gonna fit the bow in on this hand here, tuck it in behind the thumb. Actually, the trigger hand on the right hand can actually double as an arrow holding hand, because it does have a little slit there between the pointing finger and the middle finger. However, is she supposed to be holding on to this? What do you call this part of the arrow? The very back, with all the little feathery things. I was hoping the butterfly joints would let Taskmaster draw across the body a little bit better, but if your arm was extended, It's a little bit tough. I guess you can always make it one of those short draw across the front of the body type of archery poses. Otherwise, I'm finding it a little difficult to get this pose together. Again, I'm no D Amazing. This is a really cool looking figure. I know Diamond Select also did a Taskmaster, but I don't really have that one yet, or other figures from this wave. However, here are some size comparisons. Hopefully it'll get you closer to something in your collection that you can see as a comparison. Here's Taskmaster next to a Marvel Legends Black Widow with the green vest that has so many pockets, and also a Hasbro Lightning Collection Red Ranger. Here's Taskmaster next to a SH Figuarts Bruce Lee with a custom Jackie Chan head and a Mafex Michael Jordan. And here's Taskmaster next to a Mezco Batman and a Marvel Legends Venom. Okay, if you're just like me and you watched the Black Widow movie hoping that would help you make your decision on whether or not you would buy this Marvel Legends wave, there's your review for Taskmaster, and let me know what you think. Is this figure worthy to be in your collection? For me, I think this is a really great sculpt on the mask. The armor looks great, the overall costume of the figure. I think the ab crunch is, not only is it very deep, it's hidden very well into the figure, into the design of this abdominal area here. The blue and orange really go well together. The metallic paint is great. You know, there's a lot of detail in the sculpt. Maybe you could bring out more details with some areas, but overall it's very posable. And while I don't regret not buying it originally, luckily I was still able to find this figure right now to go along with the Black Widow hype. What do you think of this figure? What do you think of movie Taskmaster as a character? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and keep toying around. Peace! And just my luck, I was doing some poses to add some photos for the review at the end of the review, and the arm snapped off. Would you call that good luck or bad luck if it's at the end of the review? Damn it.